Getting started with OpenSearch. Let's look at the different components of OpenSearch, the clients that you can use to interact with OpenSearch, and use cases that it can solve for us. And we will wrap it up with the demo. For the components, OpenSearch is at the heart of it. The core engine, a search engine that is built on top of Apache Lucene, a powerful search and retrieval library. OpenSearch Dashboards is a UI component used by various types of OpenSearch users. For example, we have the OpenSearch admins who administrate OpenSearch. We have the developers for creating the visualizations and the dashboards. We have the business users who consume this data via dashboards, and various other type of users with strict role-based access control, and multi-tenancy options also. Of course, API is available for developers and applications. Mostly everything is JSON based. And then we have the data prepper, simply put, an ETL tool for OpenSearch, which acts as the ingestion connector. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. Followed by various clients that you see on the screen, almost all popular programming languages. And then we have the REST API for almost all operations with OpenSearch. And lastly, we have the new MCP server, the Model Context Protocol, which is the latest in the list to enable AI assistants to interact with OpenSearch. So, what problems does OpenSearch solve? Basically, any findability problems. Finding the needle in a haystack, so to say. Search is the core use case done via BM25 or TF-IDF, as you might know it. Analytics is another type of use case, and we will see how that is shortly. And lastly, we have the vector search and the RAG Gen AI use cases. The R in the RAG is OpenSearch, R being retrieval. A classic example for a search use case is an e-commerce search, where you have a search box, a nice search suggestion as you type, and the search results itself, which is based on relevancy. The relevancy could be from BM25 or vector search or a combination of both. Then we have a lot of filters on the left-hand side. Let's take sofa type as an example. So we have convertibles and love seats. These are different values of sofa type. Then we have the furniture price. We have $100, under $100, or $100 to $500. These are basically classifying the entire search results into different buckets. Convertible is a bucket. Standard is a bucket. Love seat is a bucket, right? So if you think about it, I can also represent these buckets into a pie chart or a bar chart, right? Which is what analytics is all about. What can crunch numbers and do it super fast? A search engine such as OpenSearch. From the previous search example, if you remove the search results and represent all of its left-hand side filters into charts and graph, is analytics. OpenSearch as a vector database holds a strong position in the generative AI tech stack, be it semantic search via vector search, or multimodal search, or RAG, or just agentic RAG. OpenSearch is a key component in your Gen AI tech stack. You can access this very nice AI powered search demo on the source code that is available in Hugging Face. The QR code is here. We saw how OpenSearch can solve search, analytics, and Gen AI use cases. OpenSearch is often considered as a Swiss Army knife because in reality, search can be anything. It can be an e commerce search, or an enterprise search, or a workplace search, serving as a one stop search portal for different data silos. Silos could be literally anything like content management systems like SharePoint, Documentum, WordPress, databases, NoSQL, file systems, CRM tools, etc. etc. And then we have the site search. Take any website, you probably will find a search box letting you search through their website content. And then we move to analytics. And once again, analytics could be log analytics or observability, application performance monitoring, or anomaly detection on your time series data, or security analytics or SIEM solution, security information and event management, and BI solutions, which is basically business intelligence. And lastly, we have the Gen AI use cases, which is semantic search via dense or sparse vectors, or multimodal search, the ability to search on multimodalities such as image, audio, video, etc. And the hybrid search, a means to combine different type of searches and normalize the heterogeneous scoring. And the different class of use cases with RAG, ability to build conversational searches via chatbots. Let's see it in action. The prerequisite is that you have installed OpenSearch on the OpenSearch dashboards. We will explore the OpenSearch dashboards. We'll index the sample data, e-commerce data, and we will run some searches on those data. Okay, so assuming you have installed OpenSearch on the OpenSearch dashboards, let's log into OpenSearch and assuming that you have set up a basic auth. So once you log in, you have the facility to add some sample data, but we will do that later. Let's explore by ourselves. Okay. And this is the multi-tenancy that I was talking about earlier. So, so you are able to create multiple tenants, one for admin and one for one type of business user, another tenant for another type of business users, and so on and so forth. So for now, let's use the global tenant. As you see here, I have logged in as admin user to the global tenant, and I'm also using OpenSearch version 2.19 in this demo. Now let's explore the different sections that we have on the OpenSearch dashboards. So we have the discover section, which is where you will discover different data that you have been indexing, and a section for, or not a section, but a page for visualizations, where you will create the visualizations and put them all together as one nice dashboard, which is where the dashboard is. And then we have the observability section for your logs, metrics, traces, and so on and so forth. And then we have the suite of plugins that OpenSearch has, reporting, for alerting, for anomaly detection, for maps, for security analytics that we discussed earlier, for machine learning, and then a section for the management itself, for index management, snapshot management, which is for data backup, and we have the dashboard management, and lastly, the dev tools, which is what you will use to interact with OpenSearch via API calls. So you can, of course, run searches, but right now, because we do not have any custom data, let's look at what indices that we have right now. We right now only have system indices, right? You can also look at the indices from the index management indices, and you can see the system indices, but let's add new data so you can, see the new index that we have created. And for that, let's add the sample data. For the sample data, as such, you will get different sample data, e-commerce data, flight data, observability data, and log data. But let's use the e-commerce data for now. Let's add it. And with the sample data, what we will get is an index created for the sample data, and a bunch of documents being indexed for the sample data, and a few visualizations and a dashboard to visualize this data that we have indexed. So let's go to the index management. We should be able to see the new index that is created, which is a sample e-commerce data. And you can also go to the discover page to discover the data that has been indexed. Let's change it to the last 24 hours, maybe even for the last 7 days. Yeah, this is nice. So you can change the different index that you might have, but right now, because we only have one index, this is auto-populated. And these are the different fields or the schema, so to say, for that index. So we have, because this being a e-commerce data, we have the customer first name, full name, gender, last name, customer phone number, the day of the week, the purchase that has happened, the geo data for the mapping feature, yeah, and product information, and so on and so forth, right? So because this being once again an e-commerce data, let's search for some shopping data, say, let's say shoes, all right? And I'm searching for shoes, and I'm already able to, narrow down the results to 451 results that have products about shoes. And this is all from men's shoes and women's shoe. So let's use the gender. Okay, let's go to one of the documents. Let's use the gender as our filter. Let's use the filter. Let's find the gender, customer gender, and let's say female. Now the results has gone to 251, and every result that you see here are women's shoes and not men's shoes anymore. Yeah. And of course, like I said, if you discard the actual search results itself and just look at it as a filter, right? And as you see here, let's use day of the week as an example, right? And let's look into the So just to get some analytics, out of the 251 results that we have here, um, Sunday has the most amount of data with 18% of the data belongs to Sunday, and 16% of the data for Thursday, and 13% of the data for Monday. So we can also visualize this data as a bar chart in this case, right? The same last 7 days worth of data with the female gender. As you see here, we have Sunday 46, Wednesday 27 documents are from Wednesday, and Tuesday we have 35 documents belonging to that day. So as you see here, right, so these are the different visualizations that were created as a part of this demo, but of course you can create your own visualizations, right? Let's create a pie chart from this e-commerce data, and let's use the same example. Let's do the count. I'm going to hide my face to show you the rest of the features that we have. Let's say split slice, and let's use the terms aggregation, and let's use the day of the week, which is what we used in our previous example. And let's say size 7 because we know there are 7 days in a week, and let's update it. And as you see here, right, we have Friday 163 records overall, and we have day of the week Thursday we have 152 records or documents, if you want to call it. And this is a nice pie chart. So this is how you create a visualization. And as you see here, there's a lot of different type of visualizations that are possible with bar charts and area charts and maps and pie charts and Wish Builder, which is another type of visualization that lets you drag and drop and create the visualizations like that. Yeah. And Vega is the type of visualizations for advanced users where any of the type of visualizations that you're willing to create is not possible here. You can also use Vega, which is a programmatical way of creating visualizations. Yeah. So, and then once you have created all the visualizations that you need, is when you will create a dashboard. A dashboard is, let's say this e-commerce has this revenue dashboard. Let's go into it last 7 days, right? There's a lot of visualizations here. So these are the different visualizations that someone has created, and they have put them all together as one dashboard, right? So this the the different visualizations, when put together, narrates a story for the business users, so to say. Yeah. So you have different visualizations here. Put them together, right? Maps and tag clouds and the raw results here, and you have a nice time series data here and a bunch of pie charts here. Yeah. So this is the dashboarding aspects of it, and we also saw how you can run searches. But let's go to the dev tools, which is what most of the developers would be interested in, right? And we can now run a search on, let's run a search on our sample index that we created. And we just do, and you can also use the nice auto suggestions that you get in your dev tools. The query that we use here is a match all query, which means match everything that you have, all right? And we have overall 4,600 so documents, and these are the raw results, right? These are the JSON results. So we have, let's say we can fold it up. So record 1, document 2, document 3, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Of course, you can also create, write your own queries by using the auto suggestion. Let's say match price on the field. Let's say the field is customer first name, right? I use the field name dot the keyword, and the phrase could be the name of the user. And now we expect the data to be less is because we are searching for a very particular user, right? And of course, we also saw about the different filters, the visualizations, right? And we use the terms aggregation to create our pie chart, right? So this is how you do it in your dev tools as an API call. So let's say day of the week, right? Because this is what we did, day of the week. And the aggregation type is going to be terms aggregation, and the field that we used is day of the week, right? So let's use that. And we said the size is going to be 7 because at the most we are going to have only 7 days in a week. And this is the raw results that we just saw, right? And once you fold the hits, you can see the raw aggregation results. So this is basically what we represented as a pie chart in our previous example. Yeah. Thank you. And now you should be able to get started with OpenSearch.